Yo guys, welcome back to King Oles, and yes, this is now your WWE Money in the Bank 2023 review. What a show. We witnessed history tonight. What an amazing bloody show it was. And yeah, I mean, let's be real, I enjoyed all of it apart from LA Knight not winning Money in the Bank. I think that we could go as far and say that this was possibly the best WWE pay-per-view this year in 2023. I think we can go that far and say it. The London crowd, absolutely bloody electric. The matches, electric. The promo segments, electric. Honestly, amazing, amazing, amazing bloody show. But yeah, we're going to run through it now. And yeah, let's get into it. So obviously, we had our first match. It was Damian Priest versus Butch versus LA Knight versus Logan Paul versus Ricochet versus Santos Escobar versus Shinsuke Nakamura in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. What a bloody match it was, first of all. This was an absolutely bloody incredible match where we saw so many great spots. The two guys who, the crowd were mostly cheering on were Butch and LA Knight, of course. Butch, obviously the hometown favourite, and LA Knight, just the fan favourite in general. Logan Paul did not get shown any love whatsoever from the wrestlers and the crowd. Logan Paul was hated. The crowd actually did quite like Shinsuke as well, but every time someone got in the fight with LA Knight, everyone suddenly just hated that person and were just cheering on the LA Knight. So, obviously Butch fan favourite, but whenever he was scrapping it out in the ring with LA Knight, Butch got all boos, LA Knight got all the cheers. Same as what happened with Shinsuke Nakamura as well. Ricochet had some amazing spots in this. Him and Logan Paul had an amazing spot where obviously both of them went flying through the table. An amazing, amazing move. And yeah, these two have great moments. Obviously, we saw it at the Royal Rumble this year, and we saw tonight at Money in the Bank. Amazing spots, amazing moments. Yeah, Damian Priest obviously, seeming like the big dominant guy. It did seem like him and Logan Paul were going to team up at some point when they were setting up the tables. That didn't last long though. Damian Priest eventually chokeslammed Logan Paul. And then obviously, Butch had a few good moments where he was, going after kept on going after the joints and the fingers of everyone when they were climbing up the ladders. Trying to get them out of the match. Shinsuke Nakamura, obviously the athleticism of him, very, very, very good. Ricochet jumping all over the place, amazing. He's always sacrificing his body for the fans. That's why we all love Ricochet. LA Knight, as entertaining as usual. Very good technical stuff going on, taking a few good bumps as well. Santos Escobar with some decent moments as well. But yeah, this all did end with Damian Priest winning the Money in the Bank. It was so close, because it looked like LA Knight was about to win. He was climbing up the ladder. He'd taken everyone out when everyone tried to come in and get him. He took everyone out, and then bloody Damian, and then LA Knight's always almost up there after taking out Butch, Logan Paul, Ricochet, Santos Escobar, Shinsuke Nakamura. Butch is up there. Damian Priest and bloody comes out of nowhere, grabs him off, throws him out, and Damian Priest climbs up and wins. I was gutted, I'm not going to lie. But I feel like it would have been a bit better if Finn actually won the World Heavyweight Championship. Then we got a little bit of a story going on there. Damian Priest always looking behind the back of Finn as they're in the Judgment Day. I feel like that would have made more sense. But I still do think there is going to be, even though LA Knight didn't win tonight, they're teasing something. Something will happen with LA Knight. LA Knight will, in my opinion, be world champion at some point. We're going to get there at some point. I don't know how, but we'll get there at some point, I'm sure. They're going to get us what we want. We want LA Knight to become world champion. I'm sure he will at some point. But, they're going to keep on teasing it. It's not going to happen, but eventually it will happen, I'm sure. Something good will happen for LA Knight very soon. So I'm not too worried. I'm a bit gutted, though. I'm still gutted. It happened about 4 hours ago, that match. But I'm still gutted that LA Knight didn't win. But still, very good match. Damian Priest wins. What would I rate the match out of 10? Give it a solid 8. I would have gave it a bloody 10 if LA Knight won. But as LA Knight did not win, it goes down to ratings. So I gave it an 8 out of 10. Okay, next. obviously, the crowd was so disappointed that LA Knight didn't win. So we got Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, keep getting confused, versus Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. This was kind of just a match where, the fans were kind of just gutted throughout, so the atmosphere wasn't really too electric for it. Until, obviously, there were some decent moments. Liv doing some good stuff, Raquel doing some good stuff, Ronda doing some good stuff. It looked like Shayna Baszler was going to make Liv Morgan tap out when she had the, whatever her move is, the clutch on her. And then Liv Morgan got out. But then eventually, when Ronda was in, the crowd got kind of, we had a bit of a pop when Shayna Baszler turned on Ronda Rousey, which I'm happy about, because that was the most boring tag team ever. And I feel like Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler are going to have a decent feud, in my opinion. They'll put on a few good, decent, high-level technical matches, which they'll kind of make look like MMA. So I'm actually quite excited for that to see. But Liv Morgan and Raquel ended up retaining. Liv Morgan hit the Oblivion on Ronda Rousey. 1, 2, 3. That was it. Liv and Raquel retained after Shayna Baszler obviously turned on Ronda and then just walked off. So anyway, Liv Morgan, Raquel retain. I'll just give that one I don't know. I'll give it a 7 because the turn. We saw something with the whole turn. So we'll give it a 7. Okay. Then after that we got Gunther versus Matt Riddle for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. This was a decent match in my opinion. Gunther was mostly dominant throughout though, but Riddle had a few moments trying to lock in a few submissions on Gunther, but the match was mostly based around Gunther after ripping the tape off of Matt Riddle's ankle and then just consistently going for both of his ankles throughout the match. Which was interesting. Then, eventually Gunther did lock in an ankle lock and Matt Riddle tapped out to that. And, you don't usually see Gunther with the submissions, but, it's consistently chest slapping him or slapping the ankle quite a lot as well. But, Gunther wins by an ankle lock as Matt Riddle tapped out. Gunther retained. After, though, a big pop because the returning Drew McIntyre, there's been speculation around him and his contracts that he might not be happy at WWE, but he's back and it looks like they're going to set up something with Gunther. So happy to see Drew back. He is one of my favourites. So all happy to see Drew McIntyre back. And he'll be challenging Gunther and it'll be a really good one-on-one. I don't think they've ever actually fought one-on-one. They fought in a triple threat with Sheamus, but 1 versus 1, I don't actually think they fought in a singles one, so it'll be interesting to see. Be a good feud. Looking forward to it. Okay, anyway, next up we got Cody Rhodes versus Dominic Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio, Rhea Ripley, obviously. Oh wait, before, what do I give Gunther versus Matt Riddle out of 10? I'll just give that a 7. 7, Anyway, Cody Rhodes versus Dominic Mysterio. Rhea Ripley, of course, there as well. Dominic Mysterio getting hugely booed by the fans and everyone loving Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes was mostly dominant in it, to be fair. I don't remember too much of it, to be fair. This one. This is the one match that I literally hardly remember any moments in it. That's weird. But anyway, Cody ended up winning. He hit the Cody cutter, then he hit the crossroads on Dominic. It's just an average match, really. Rhea trying to get involved a bit with Cody outside the ring. See, it's coming back to me now and stuff. But as I said, Cody won the match by the crossroads and defeated Dominic. I actually had a feeling Dominic would have won, but no Brock Lesnar return. I don't know, I wasn't actually too impressed by this, but the crowd made it good. The crowd actually made it decent, so we'll give it a 7. But it wasn't exactly. It's probably the worst match on the card, let's be real. Anyway, so next up we got, obviously, was it John Cena coming back before the Money in the Bank? But we'll talk about that. John Cena came back. That was a surprise return. Happy to see John Cena. And obviously the crowd was absolutely loving John Cena. No one's saying he sucks. Everyone was loving John Cena tonight, which was good to see. One of the greatest of all time, of course. John Cena came back, and I think the highlight of it was him saying that WrestleMania could come to London. Hopefully they actually go through with that. But the pop when that happened was bloody amazing. I was jumping around when that was announced. Honestly, I really hope it does happen. They've got to make it happen. Surely, Wembley, I reckon WrestleMania 41 or something. Or 42 they should do it. So, because, I think they've already got somewhere WrestleMania 40. But yeah, WrestleMania 41, WrestleMania 42, they should do one of those two. They should do it at Wembley. They should do it at Wembley, and I'm sure they got to be there for that. But yeah, they should do it at Wembley if they do. I'm sure they will. Hopefully they stick to that promise. It was John Cena who promised it. Everyone loved that, of course. Oh, and then bloody Grayson Waller came out saying, why we should just do a WrestleMania in Australia instead, and not London because the weather's bad and all that. There's no beaches or anything in London. And then yeah, John Cena didn't like that. And did they get into a bit of a brawl at the end? Yeah, they got into a brawl at the end, and then John Cena kept on going about WrestleMania London, which was, yeah, hopefully we actually do see it, as I've been saying. But yeah, John Cena stood tall at the end, and yeah. What do I give that segment? I'd give that segment I'd give that a solid 9 out of 10. I'd give that a solid 9 out of 10. Great to see John Cena back, and yeah, the way the audience loved him as well. And the thought of WrestleMania in London. Oh, that'd be bloody amazing. Anyway, okay. So, next up we got the Money in the Bank ladder match for the women's the women's Money in the Bank ladder match for Mrs. Money in the Bank. It was Io Sky versus Bayley versus Trish Stratus versus Becky Lynch versus Zelina Vega versus Zoe Stark. We obviously did see a bit of alliance between Io Sky and Bayley at the start. Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus had a few moments in that match. Obviously, them both going after each other because they've had a bit of a feud down the line earlier this year. Zelina Vega having a few decent moments. Zoe Stark as well. Both at the top of the ladder going at it. Io Sky throwing herself everywhere, which was great to see. I knew she'd have a great showing. She was like the Ricochet of the men's one, except Ricochet didn't win and Io Sky did. But we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, these women just put on an amazing match. And it was a fairly unpredictable one as well, even though Io was the favourite. I thought it'd be Io or Trish that won. But yeah, obviously how this match ended was Io Sky... Bayley and Becky Lynch were going at it, both climbing up the ladder. And then Io Sky got the handcuffed Bayley. Sorry. What happened was, Io Sky was about to win. Bayley knocked Io Sky off of the ladder. Then the commentators were questioning, did Io Sky see that? And then so eventually Bayley and Becky Lynch were then going up the ladder. Io Sky then got involved. It looked like she was about to help Bayley, but no, she didn't. She handcuffed her and Bayley and Becky Lynch together. Then she climbed over Bayley, got to the Money in the Bank briefcase. Io Sky misses Money in the Bank. Very happy to see that. She got a great reaction. Is Damage Control coming to an end? I reckon it is, to be fair. It's kind of a bit dead now, the whole Damage Control thing. And Io Sky, we got to let her be a singles competitor now. She's bloody amazing. And yeah, what do I give this? Again, I'd give it a 9 out of 10 because I was actually happy with the result here. I'm not sure what one was actually better overall between the women's and the men's match, but I'll give the women's one a 9 because, we kind of got the winner that we wanted. So yeah, Io Sky, we got the winner that we want, so we'll give it a 9 out of 10. There we go. Next, we got Seth freaking Rollins versus Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship. Good technical match, this. Finn Balor having a few good moments, trying to kind of go after the ribs of Seth a bit. That is what Finn Balor's been doing the last couple of weeks anyway, consistently always wanting to go after the ribs of Seth Rollins. Then obviously we saw Seth Rollins hit the pedigree here, but he left it too long as he was, starting over. Finn Balor kicked out at 2, near full. But yeah, Finn Balor has some good moments, and I'm sure he was gutted that, he wasn't able to get the win because it ended by Damian Priest coming out, getting involved in this match. He just came out, was staring at both of them, came out, just eventually sat on a chair, was watching. Finn Balor was kind of getting a bit pissed off by this, but at the side with Seth Rollins, Finn Balor rolled him out 1-2, but it's a kick out by Seth. Finn Balor got pissed off because Damian Priest did something, I don't remember. He was just stood up there, and then eventually Finn got distracted. So Seth was able to capitalize, and he was able to hit the stomp in the end. Seth Rollins wins 1-2-3 from the stomp. Seth Rollins is still the World Heavyweight Champion. Will this feud still go on? I don't know, but as I said earlier on in the video, I think as Damian Priest won the Money in the Bank ladder match, it would have kind of made a bit more bloody sense if Finn Balor won. Otherwise, you should have just gave it to LA Knight. I'm not going to go on about that because I'm still annoyed. But I am happy about what was next, though. But yeah, what do I give Seth and Finn Balor out of 10? And I'll just give it a 9. No, not a 9. Doesn't get a 9. 7. Anyway, so the next one. We got the Bloodline. Roman Reigns. Well, the Bloodline Civil War. Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa versus the Usos, Jimmy and Jey Uso. What a match. What a bloody match this one was. Obviously, we got at the start very technical. It was very technical throughout this match, to be fair. But I did really enjoy it. Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa were dominating fairly early on, but a big moment that did happen early on though is when Solo was about to go. I forgot who it was. Go after one of Jimmy or Jay. Roman Reigns screamed no, and then and then said tag me to Solo. Solo didn't seem happy about this. And then they were staring at each other for a good minute or so until Solo eventually kind of just tapped his arm and tagged him in. Didn't look very happy. But there was no problems between those two really throughout the match. There was no other problems between these two throughout the match. But yeah, it was overall really good. Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa dominated about 90% of the match, let's be real. They dominated like the first 20 minutes or so. Then when it came to like the last 12 minutes, it was a 32-minute match. Last 10 minutes or so, the Usos came back into it. Obviously, in typical Roman Reigns match fashion, the referee falls out of the ring. I don't remember the last time in a Roman Reigns match the referee hasn't actually been knocked out of the ring. But yeah, then the Usos pin Roman Reigns for like a 10 count as the audience counted. But yeah, the ref wasn't in to count it. Then eventually Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa were able to capitalize. And then they were able to stack Jimmy and Jay on top of each other from like spearing and stuff. So they stacked them on top of each other. So I actually thought this was it. Jimmy and Jay both actually kicked out of this after being stacked on top of one another. Roman Reigns and Solo. I think after this moment, we just knew the Usos were going to win. After this, it was just 100%. The Usos are winning. If that can't stop them, nothing will. So yeah, like they're surely gonna give the match to the Usos. But in the end, it still was hard because then after that, Roman and Solo weren't happy after they kicked out, so they were just going after them. Jimmy got chucked into the steel steps by Solo Sikoa. Then Roman Reigns kept on teeing off on Jay in the ring. And then Solo was about to jump through the announce table onto Jimmy as he got him onto there. Solo missed Jimmy as Jimmy moved out the way. Then they got something going on, and then Roman Reigns and Jay were going at it. Jay hit a few super kicks onto Roman, it was interesting. And then eventually we got to the end where the shock happened. Jimmy and Jay both going after Roman. Jay goes for the big splash onto Roman Reigns. 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns was pinned by Jey Uso, the main man who he's been manipulating, who we beat twice about 2.5 years ago. Jay pinned him. He's got his revenge after 2.5 years. Jay pinned the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns before this had not been pinned for previously 3 years, like 3.5 years or something. And yeah, the O2, everyone there witnessed bloody history tonight. The Tribal Chief Roman Reigns got pinned. I was so happy. I'm so happy that the Usos won. It cheered me up from LA Knight not winning. I'm honestly delighted. Where are we going to go now? Because Roman Reigns no longer unstoppable. No more dominance from Roman Reigns. Who's he going to fight next? Jay? Jimmy? Who? Solo, if the fallout between Roman and Solo is still being teased, so that will happen possibly on SmackDown. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But yes, honestly, what do I give this match out of 10? It gets a 10 out of 10. Storytelling amazing throughout, and just the general match in general amazing. 10 out of 10. Roman getting pinned. Witnessing history. SummerSlam is next, and that's the second best event of the year. So we could see Roman drop the title there. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I'm so excited to see what's going to happen now. It's got us all bloody hooked. SmackDown's going to be so exciting. Raw will be as well to see what's happening with Damian Priest. What do I rate the show overall? I reckon it is the best pay-per-view so far this year. I think so. I'm going to give it a 9. Probably a 9 out of 10. I would have been... I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Solid show. Anyway, I'm going to end it here. Thanks for watching the video, King. I'll speak to you on in a bit. Anyway, thanks for watching. Peace out.